eventually have some new exciting things to share with you guys, but secret for now. It is totally a secret. But I woke up this morning and it is going to be one of those days that I can already feel that are going to like go by really fast, especially because it's Halloween and all the festivities and all that. But this morning I popped on Facebook and I saw a picture that somebody had posted, and it was about kind of the fasting process. And underneath it, somebody said, yes, fasting is important, but celibacy is even more important. And it was interesting because I looked at this picture initially, and I had a massive ego reaction because it showed that the less food you eat, basically, the more spiritual you are. And I have a massive issue with this. I have a massive issue with this because I did work in eating disorders for years. I had my own eating disorder, and that thought process, while yes, fasting can be a beautiful piece of a spiritual practice, and there's many religions that do that and things like that, there also is this level where it can actually do more harm than good. It can actually take people to extremes without realizing. They get caught in that, oh, I must fast, I must be pure, I must be cleansed, I must purify. And there also is this beautiful, and if we just like even focus just on the Bible, and there's these kind of passages in all the major religious texts, but about like the body being the temple and taking care of the body. Well, if we're not eating anything at all, guess what? Or just eating water, or just if we're constantly not fully feeding ourselves with what our bodies were meant to eat, then in truth, we end up dying. And we lose our spiritual connection. We lose our ability to even think. We lose our brain power. And that's not to say somebody who is doing occasional fasting here and there is losing brain power or doing anything negative, but it's the message underneath the fasting and just the specific picture that I saw about like the less you hunger, the more spiritual you are. And that was really, really what I got out of the picture. And I'm sure other people have very different views of the picture, and that's great. We're fasting, and that's the beauty of this world. We all get to have different perspectives. And then then it came to the celibacy thing. And I don't want to say never, I actually used to totally understand celibacy. I was celibate for a very long time. But it actually is very unspiritual to me. I, myself, believe that the more we are able to really step into our desire, the more we're really able to step into the beautiful energy we have been given. And again, I'm going to just use God, like point blank across this. You fill in the deity or the, higher power or spiritual belief that you have. But I feel the closest to God. I feel the most connected to my soul and my spirit when I'm having really good sex, when I'm connecting, because that means that I'm in my body. I'm not talking about fast food, crappy sex that you're just trying to get off. You're just trying to feel good. It's just the feel good. It's not anything about really connecting to self. It's about that 30-second climax. That's not the kind of sex I'm talking about. But when I am really connected to my sex, whether that is with a partner or just feeling my sex, feeling my body, feeling the arousal, the turn on, the orgasm, without any touching, I feel, and this is a personal belief, I feel closest to God. And I know with my clients, the more they really open up their sex, the more they expand into it, the more they breathe into their sex, the more that they allow themselves to connect with another through their sex, actually, the more connected they feel to the universe. We have been given this beautiful, beautiful gift of pleasure, and it really is a gift gift of pleasure, and we like to look at it as sinful or dirty or wrong, or like if we have desire, then that is a negative. That's not something that us humans should strive for. We shouldn't want things. We shouldn't desire for things. And that's a load of bull bunk. It is. It's bull. Because the truth is, we were meant to desire. From the moment we were born, we are desiring. We are desiring more. And in truth, we will not grow spiritually. We will not grow as humans if we don't desire. If we don't have that passion, we don't have that drive, we don't have that hunger within us. And what we end up doing, and I actually feel really freaking passionate about this, what we end up doing is we shut off our desire, we shut off our hunger, and then we're dead. We're dead, and we find those people who go to church, and there are beautiful people who go to church that are connected. But I know like a couple friends that I've had in the past that they're like, I go to church. I hunger for nothing. I desire for nothing. I want a happy family. I'm going to live a spiritual life. And they're so unhappy. They're so incredibly unhappy. They don't desire for more. They're not searching for that deeper God within others. They're not diving deeper into core and self and soul. There is nothing like being in bed with a lover and having some really good passionate sex, and having your heart chakra open, and having your sex open, and feeling all the energy flowing, all that kundalini flowing through you, and going straight to the divine, going straight to, like, feeling so connected to the divine with your partner and with you. And in that moment, that is a beautiful moment. And it can go for hours of just being in that beautiful energy flow. We were meant to want. We were meant to desire. Now, there is negative desire. If we're not feeding ourselves, we end up doing this. We end up clawing and scratching and going about getting our desires in a negative way. This happens when we don't feed ourselves. And I'm not talking just food. Food is a piece of it. But we don't feed ourselves in all ways. We don't allow ourselves pleasure. If it's food, we go, oh, I can't have the cake. Well, guess what? Then when you finally do have the cake, you want to eat the whole freaking cake because you've not allowed yourself anything. You've not allowed yourself to enjoy and savor and taste and really dive into it so that you're like, yeah, I've had a couple bites and now I'm good. I've filled myself up with sex. And so even though, yeah, I want more, I'm not done with sex for the rest of maybe just even the day, but right now I'm good. Right now I feel good. I feel the energy flowing. I feel the bubbling. And now I want to go and conquer something else. Now I want to go meditate and really find a deeper place. Now I want to go do my soul purpose work, those kind of things. It just bothers me when I see people cutting off their desire, their hunger. And again, we all have different perspectives. We all have different beliefs, and that's what makes it beautiful. It's what makes it beautiful. But I know I see clients every single day they're cutting off their desire. They're cutting off their true connection with their sex. And because sex isn't just our, genital rubbing in whatever, genders that is, kind of experience. This is a full self experience, full body orgasm, full connection. So I can be sitting here in my car and I feel my sex. I'm like, that feels good. That feels good. I can feel the tingles. I can feel the warmth. I can tune in. That is connecting to your sex. And yes, even the pleasure and going deeper into that. So just some food for thought, really. Some food for thought. Look at how you're treating all your desires. Are you treating food like it is something sinful? Are you treating sex like it's something sinful that you're going to... I have big issues with the word addiction. It keeps coming up in my world lately. But if you think you have a sex addiction, if you think you have a food addiction, And I'm not saying that people can't be dependent on something. I welcome you to really look at what's underneath that. Where are you not allowing in your pleasure? Because you can be having sex, all day, every day, masturbating, watching porn. You can be eating, but you're not getting pleasure from it. So look at where you're not allowing yourself to open up to the pleasures, the true pleasures and the deepness of those pleasures. Allowing yourself to dive deeper into your sex, into your food, tasting it more, touching it more, really, really feeling it. Because that is a spiritual experience. That, I believe, is how we get closer to God. So, all right, guys, like I said, I have a meeting. I have to go pick up my meeting co-buddy. And I hope you all have a beautiful, wonderful Halloween. I look forward to seeing everybody's fun and funny costumes and maybe scary costumes online. And if you want to know anything more about my coaching, I have so many events coming up in the next few weeks in the DFW area on sex, on relationship, and then just really connecting with self, because it always comes back to self. You can check me out at addisonbell.net. You can click the little events tab. If you're not in my area and you're wanting to learn something, I have lots of online courses, but also I can do one-on-one coaching with you via Facebook video or via phone call. I know the old school phone call. So do not hesitate to reach out. And other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed. Bye, guys.